time, a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them lang lang loji, now you got them bongolo. Long time got them lang lang loji, now you got them bongolo. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. Long time got them dirty dam, now you got them concrete road. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them jug lamp, now you got them electric light. Long time got them jug lamp, now you got them electric light. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them broad bottom, now you got them tight straight. Long time got them broad bottom, now you got them tight straight. Long time got them broad bottom, now you got them tight straight. Long time got them broad bottom, now you got them tight straight. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. Long time got them broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. Long time got them broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. Long time got them broad churia, now you got them bamboo jai. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time full and bucket water, now you got them overhead. Long time full and bucket water, now you got them overhead. Long time full and bucket water, now you got them overhead. Long time full and bucket water, now you got them overhead. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. Long time got them old man, now you got them young guy. Long time got the old man, now you got them young guy. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day before time. This time a long time, this time a long time, this na day.
Pressure boss pipe. Pressure boss pipe boy. Umaninza Guyana de underwater. Oh, on the wrong. Sorry. Umaninza Guyana de under pressure. What? Bangamere is $400 pong. Trout $400 pong. Oh, you go buy that sell back by. I just come and tell a boy, be some buy me little fish and mix with me little crab and sell. Thing that just raise, thing just double, the price just double. Oh, partner. What you could do now? You don't squeeze out the juice from the Guyanese people. The beer hawks left, what you gonna do with the orange?
Making short video for send to you and the viewers and listeners. All know we punishing in Guyana. Punishing. Rice gone up, sugar gone up, flour gone up, cost of living just gone up, gas gone up from 3,400 to 3,800. Real hungry days under this installed PPP government. Real hungry days we gone back to.
Pleasant good night, brothers and sisters, 107.1 family. Those of you who are listening on the ground, who are connected with us via social media or whatever the platform, I'm asking that you share the link and spread the word so that we can be able to reach as many persons as we can. Indeed, it's an honor once again to be able to share information with what really is happening in Berbice, and more so in Guyana as it relates to the pressure, the economic pressure the people are under at this time. It has been 500 plus days of the PPP. Again, the PPP has been applying pressure on the poor people of this nation. The two videos that you saw earlier at the commencement of the program. Banga, trout, plantain, rice, gas, oil, every single thing that you can think that you would need to use in the home, that you will need to prepare for your meals and day-to-day survival, actually double and triple price. So what really is happening? PPP, what really is happening to the Guyanese population? And these are questions that you, our brothers and sisters out there, need to ask these politicians when they come around. Why is it that you promise so many things at the 2020 election campaign and you are not able to deliver? But you have delivered more misery, more suffering, more blights to the poor people of this nation. And I continue to use the term poor because handout has been the order of the day. You call a big crowd, you breach COVID protocols, and you share out a hamper and you give them. You feed them for a day or two, and you want them to, be on the Facebook picture. So the people, they are being viewed everywhere around the world that yes, hamper sharing out to people. You're humiliating them by doing that. And then you want to say that you sharing out to ease the economic situation in this country. Well, not long from now, the people will make us become a hamper state. Guyana, with all the oil, all the natural resources that most part of the world will need, we are not utilizing to optimum, and we are not benefiting from it the way we should and we ought to. So good night once again, brothers and sisters in Guyana, the diaspora around the world. It's a pleasure to be here once again with you to share some information that will cause you to be able to understand that we are under pressure. Guyana is under pressure, as the comrade said. And in local terms, we say pressure bus pipe. Well, exactly. Guyana is under pressure and the people are suffering. We hope that, the depression and stress and anger does not, flare up and cause people to do things that they are not supposed to. But we are seeing that a lot of suicide happening again. So it means then that people are under great stress. People are under great stress. People are under depression. People suffering. And is this the way the PPP promise? So to add to that, tonight we are having two individuals who will be beefing up the program with some pertinent facts and information. One is my brother MP Ricky Ramsarup. He is no stranger, and he will be touching tonight on a few very pertinent aspects of the natural resource bill. And good night, Honorable Ramsarup.
Thank you, Dinesh. Good night, and good night to the 107.1 FM family. And you guys are listening on the radio and also on the social media. It's a good evening to you, and stay safe. I want to start by that. Stay safe. You and your family, protect your family.
Thank you. Thank you very much, MP Ramsarup. And tonight we will be basically touching on general discussion on the COVID situation in Guyana. I see that we have 52,095 cases, a small population of 750,000 people. We have 52,000 plus cases, and deaths. Our deaths is almost 1,100. Almost 1,100. 1096. So I want to appeal to the Minister of Health, Minister Frank. Please, sir, ask for some help. It seems as if though nothing is happening basically at the Ministry of Health. We cannot curtail, we cannot curb, we cannot reduce, we cannot flatten. We are just escalating as a small population, a handful of people, 750,000 people. Our numbers getting from bad to worse. And we see everything wrong happening. Curfew, no curfew. The curfew, I think, is 4 o'clock morning. Who want to be out 4 o'clock? You know, when it was APNU AFC, Comrade Ramsarup, it was 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you home. You know, no
Dinesh,
drinking. Yes, you go ahead.
Dinesh, and at that point, one of the manifesto campaign promise was to reduce that to increase that curfew from 6 to 2 a.m. You remember that? I hope I hope they will not come and say we Photoshop and put the thing up. Remember they paste it up on them plant and post and so on? Yeah.
So
Now
that's the thing.
you
Yeah, you
are
go ahead.
yeah, the thing is there's a poor governance of the health sector. We all know that. It has got a caught within a rock and a hard place. There's nothing that they are doing. They have a choice between the economics of the country or the prevention and restriction of the spread of the COVID-19 viruses. And as a virus is because there are several strains that is coming, and every time we are going to protect from one, there's another one that is coming. And it is strange that, to now they only assume that the Omicron is in Guyana, but there's no test to say, okay, well, it's in Guyana. And this is the problem that I'm getting because they're waiting for things to happen. You open your border, you understand me? Trinidad had it, Jamaica has it, Barbados has it, and then you coming and saying you don't want to say that, okay, you have it here. It is
My
obvious
brother,
because your
my
border is
brother,
open.
you know, when APNU was in government and those money were placed towards the infectious disease hospital, we know what the PPP did. They actually, humiliate the project, damage the project in all state and farm. They condemn and criticize and badmouth that project. And today, that is the only institution that is standing up to taking care of this situation. They had 1 year. I heard some other PPP chap saying that the project cost $1 billion or whatever. If the project had cost 10 billion, it is something that we have that we are using to fight this COVID. And they are in office almost 2 years, and no way in the budget they put up plans to put an infectious hospital, disease hospital in Berbice or one in Essequibo. No, like people not live in Berbice and Essequibo. David Granger administration placed one in Georgetown. Okay, that is because of the population is very big and whatever. With the intention that okay, the other counties will have. But now you come into office, PPP into office, and you are in office in a pandemic time. And you do not have the plan to say, all right, let us make Operant infectious disease hospital. Let us widen it and, do whatever we have to do. Or let us go at a spot that we have a vacant land, government reserve, and let us build a hospital. We have money. The last budget was the largest. And this one coming now will be larger. And these people
Right.
are not thinking about, helping the poor people. They are just saying that, okay, we're going to deal with COVID, stay home and do this and do that and do that. I am saying to the people in Berbice and to the people in Essequibo, you must demand this. Ask them that the same way David Arthur Granger placed under his administration built an infectious disease hospital in Georgetown. We want one in Berbice. We want one in Essequibo. So they will have to deliver that. And that will be able to help the situation in this country. You have anything to say on that?
No, Dennis, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right that the people need to demand to have those infection disease centers at both the counties that you mentioned, Berbice and Essequibo. And look, and you're right. We recall that the man hammered this thing about a shell and a shell and a shell facility. 18 months. What have he done?
Exactly.
And they will have the money. The oil money is there. That is what the oil money is supposed to be using for or used for. But no, they remove the oversight committee that the people like you and I can put a project and say, okay, well, this is the project we are going to approve of. They remove that oversight committee and say, no, what the president dictates with his board that he's going to set up, that is the chairman is controlled by him. That is what they're going to be doing. And they're going to put the money now in parliament to use a one-seat majority to pass that money. So the money they should use for those things that you mentioned, the disease control center. We had the public reference lab. The public reference lab, I know it used to be headed by Dr. Colin Roach, who started that facility. You're supposed to do a lot of testing. And that's why they do the testing, that you would know the Omicron was in Guyana here. Then the other one that's coming, Delta
Exactly.
the combination.
Exactly.
That is what the
Imagine
using for.
Imagine, MB, we have so much money in this country, and we cannot set up a hospital or a building that can test for these variants. 18 months in office, and we are not thinking about that. We're only thinking about packing up a hamper and go to a village and say, big Photoshop, and we put it on the thing that we're giving hampers. That is what we are reduced to in Guyana. I want to stress this point, that a lot of our people in Berbice are feeling the pressure, feeling the squeeze. And I know my brothers in Essequibo and Demerara also are feeling the squeeze. We are appealing to you, PPP, you are in charge. Let there be some grant, let there be some subvention for GPL and GWI. You need to put systems in place so that the people can have a cutback. You are the government, PPP, the people suffering. What have you given to them? 25,000, and that's it? Pay half of the light bill every month. We are in a pandemic, and you are stressing that, things are normal, but things are not normal. People need relief. People need subsidies and assistance. So if you are the state, if you are the government, and you have control over the resources, let the people receive a 25,000 every month to offset some of the expenses. And this was the plan. This was the plan that we had, to offset a lot of expense for the people. Give them some subsidies so that the children can be home, they can have the internet, they can have the gadgets. But we know that they do not want that to happen. They want the people to face what they are facing. That is why I'm saying to my brothers and sisters, when these politicians come to your community to give you hamper, ask them, what more are you giving? You're giving us a hamper alone? Are we in a hamper state? Or will you subsidize GPL for the next 6 months? Will you subsidize GWI for the next 6 months? A lot of people, GWI being disconnected because they cannot pay the bill. And water and light are the things that we need. It is not something that we want. It is a need. These things are need. And they are supposed to be provided by the state. Minimum cost. But, we're paying more for utility services than most other countries. So, I know that you did a good piece of work on the natural resource bill. Would you like to shine to the people a few high points that will make them understand that this thing that the PPP brought to us will literally take out, more oversight and more management of this money and put it into the hands of a few PPP officials?
Thanks, Dinesh. Look, we know that the natural resources fund bill is the one that we have set up under our 5 years, and they repeal this act. And when they repeal it, meaning they change it, and when they repeal it, they have to bring it back to Parliament. They remove the oversight committee and replace it with a board. A board that will comprise of about 5 to 7 members. Our oversight committee that we had there were 22 members. And let me tell you what the 22 members were. There was members from the civil society, there were members from the government, there were members from the private sector, there were members from all 10 natural region in this the administrative region in this country. All 10 administrative region in this country. That is the important part. That is local democracy. You have people from the religious organization. You have people from the communities. I'm talking about the Amerindian communities and the hinterland communities and so on. We had all those persons on the board. We have people who are special skills, like the accountant. We have people with different financial backgrounds to be there, qualified people.
So, Ricky, let me cut you. So, you are saying that our bill had representative from all 10 regions.
That's right.
So, basically, somebody from Berbice could have said that here what happened. I am in agreement with that, or I am not in agreement. That is what we had.
That's
okay,
right.
Okay. So now
That's
they
right.
actually took that out. The PPP
Yes.
took that out.
That's right. Took it out completely.
Okay.
And
Continue.
they replaced it with a 5-man board.
5-man.
Or maximum 7, I think. And they have a chairman where the president will select the chairman of that board. So you know what happens there? He gonna dictate what happened. And no, they had after that bill, after they passed the bill in the circumstances that it was passed, they had about all of them talking about it on the television. Now, if you know that bill was so good and so excellent for you, why are you defending the bill after you've presented past it in Parliament? Where is the consultation that was done? You understand me? We've seen that the Bar Association, after the local content one, that is the one before, where they said that consultation happened, there were no consultation to that association. And you see, this is what I'm telling you about, is that when the government of the day are telling you things, you have to be careful. You have to read the opposition lines of things so you would understand, and then you got to put it together. Or else the same thing that the guy was saying earlier in the video, the pressure on a bus pipe. These money here, Dinesh, belongs to the people. It belongs to you, Barbician. It belongs to us all Guyanese here in the Demerara and Essequibo region. It belongs to every one of you. It belongs to your children, your grandchildren, and the future generation of this country. That is what the oil money belongs to. It doesn't belong to the PPP government. It doesn't belong to the AFC. It belongs to you, and that's why we are fighting on your behalf to ensure that money is managed properly. If it doesn't manage properly and we controlling and dictate what is going to happen, you ain't going to get to see a cent of it. And we all know this. And let me tell you the track records why. Let me tell you why that you can't place a trust in this thing. You remember the Skelland factory, $200 million there. That sugar factory. Yes. Did it ever produce any sugar? We had the fiber optic cable, $80 million fiber optic cable. Where is that project? What did we get from that? Down the drain. They had a specialty hospital where they had to build a Torkine. You remember that thing? $50 million disappear. They didn't see the contractor how he looked like. You understand? You had the hydro project.
Amelia Falls.
Despite all the studies and the research that was done, when we were in government, we had to look at the feasibility of the thing back. I'm not condemning the hydro project, but in the manner and fashion, the way that they do it, and the corruption was too high. There was nobody to manage that thing. So if we have this oversight committee in the Natural Resources Bill, and they have come up with a project, then these people here, the 22 people that we had, could have managed a project and tell you if it's accurate or not. So you have a good management and accountability and transparency of the project. So when that is removed, and we have to listen to me, this here is going to spell trouble. We are going to go in something called the resource course. We already entered the stage of that. The time to change and repeal that bill, and that is the stage that we enter it. You understand this, Dinesh? The time we repeal that bill and they pass it there, that is the first stage of entering to the resource course. And the reason why I mentioned all those projects that failed is because they're going to put the money now back into Parliament, use the 1-seat majority, passed it, and when we ask question, your question going to be, well, I've spent time here, answer the question.
6 months.
They don't give direct answer to know exactly where the money is spent.
Exactly.
You understand? We spent over $10 billion plus already in Gaisuku. Can you tell me where the productivity of the sugar is right now?
Exactly. Well, you know what the minister said last week when we had Economic Service Committee, you know, they will continue. But we are saying that if you will continue to pump money into the industry, then put the industry on its feet so that it can be able to fulfill the promise that you made to the people campaign time. I can recall the VP said that, operation will be back at
Mm.
Skellen, Rosal, and all the other estates. Lo and behold, they came and they, gave some 250,000. And here what happens. A lot of our brothers who are working on the sugar industry, who receive severance, who are back on the job, receive 250. And those brothers who's slaving day after day on the plantation receive nothing. They give them a 7%, I was told. So I'm saying that why you are giving one set of people. If you are giving 250, give 250 to all sugar workers
Across the board, yeah.
across the board so that the people can do something. But what they are doing here is PPP discrimination. They are saying to the people that here this is for our people alone, and we need to do that and give them and do this. Well, the justification from the honorable was that it is because of a promise made to them that they are being given the 250,000. But I'm saying that these monies are our monies. These monies are the people's money. The state don't find money or manufacture money. These are our money coming back to us, and we need to have a say. We need to have a say. You rightly said earlier that this oil money is not the PPP money. The APNU knows and knew that this money was not their money. That is why they put a 22-man committee to say, here what happened, manage this fund.
That's
Let this
right.
money be used for the development of the people of this country, right? Now we have now. Well, I still don't, agree with the circumstances of which the bill, what happened here. But that is for another session. What I want to
Dinesh,
say is that if this was so important, you could have put it to the debate and defer it to another day and send it to the select committee and let us go through. But we see something is wrong that the rush of this bill, the rush of this bill was another something to be looked at. So I'm saying to my Guyanese brothers and sisters, if we are talking about accountability and managing of public funds, then we should have increased from 22% to about 50. What do you think? Put more person to say, hey, what happened? Let us bring it more. We want everybody to be on board. But when you take out 22 and put 5, the class is not less than 3 and not more than 5. So
mhm,
you get 5 persons there who gonna decide our fate and our children's fate and the future fate of this country. That is
that's
not
right.
right. That is not right. So people need to understand that what is happening there will continue to put you out of job. The money will not come to you. The money will go to a selected few, and they will call the shots, and that is what will happen to you. I am praying and hoping that we do not become like another Venezuela, because we see
That's
what
right.
happened.
That's
We see
right,
what happened to
Dinesh.
the people there, and
So I'm happy.
yeah, go.
I'm happy that you brought it up because the resource course that I'm talking about, it is right in front of our eyes. It's right across our border. You understand me? It is right across to the western border, Venezuela. Because you see the same handout business that's going on there. It don't be sustainable, and they've been doing that. You understand me? There's one dictatorship rule controlling the finance and the money, and whatever that person say, that's how the money is spent. It's the same thing is gonna happen here, bro. So I'm pleading with our Guyanese people: come out, speak out. Let us change these people. Let us remove them from office. The same bill that you're putting here, we are going to replace back once we go back in office. We are going to put
Exactly.
even more. And I am telling my APNUFC member of parliament that we are going to support and put more people to look at our finance money. We have to do that because it's our
Exactly.
money, the people money.
This is not our money. This is the people money, and we got
Correct.
to manage the people money. Correct. Correct.
So we have to do
I
that. We are going to bring back that. Once we step back in the office, that is what we're going to do. We're going to ensure that whatever management, whatever the issues are, because we are young member of parliament now, Dinesh, we are going to be there now. We understand the struggle. You understand? We are willing to go any length and breadth in this country. We are going to move any part in this country. We are willing to do that. You understand me? They only come and do a lot of Photoshop, going to clean up Georgetown and California. There's no sustainability. There's no proper governance. You have to be strengthening the local arm of that MNCC. You understand me? They should clean up the entire country because it's a mess.
somebody needs to ask them what they were doing when they were up in opposition. They control and manage more of the NDC.
That's right.
You know, yes, what they were doing when APNU was in government, when they, sabotage all the NDC went and backdrive, reverse gear, nothing happening. That is why, the APNU, thanks to APNU AFC, we had 2 local government elections in 5 years. We are yet to have one that was due last year. We are hoping that the honorable minister will set systems in place so that
they don't believe in local empowerment.
exactly.
They don't believe in local empowerment. They believe that they always this control things at the top. The camera is a control freak. They like to control and dictate how it should be done.
Correct.
You understand? And that
the
is
top-down approach.
Country, right? It's a top-down approach. You understand? It's what you call a mechanistic approach in management and governance. You don't allow that to happen. You have to get a lateral approach.
Exactly, and that is what
the decision.
That is the ideal for a democratic state. We have the democratic policy, and when these guys operate like that, when the PPP operate like this, they are saying to us that here, we are not in for democracy. We want to put our few of our people, manage this thing, and whatever comes out, that's it. We have seen that failure of the NDCs have caused us to be in, this mess. I don't want to say the word that we want to say, but in the villages we say another word. But negligence of the NDCs have caused us to be in this great mess. Whenever it rains, we are afraid because systems were not put in place. Outfalls, coca, drainage, all these things are supposed to be continuous work. Every 3 months or every 6 months, you got to monitor these things. You do not wait for, okay, the forecast say that tomorrow will be rain, and then during the rain or after the rain, then you want to do cleanup. What happened to planning? So as you rightly said, control freakism, that is the order of the day. We know that the honorable will say, NDC, do 1, 2, 3. Buy the crusher run from this person, buy the tap from this person, buy the street light from this person, and this is what happens. These are complaints that we have received. Some NDC officials have been indicating to us that we were told that we must buy the crusher run and this amount of crusher run from a particular person. And the lights that we are looking at, the specs for the lights are A, and we are having B as the product. So we are saying that these monies are the people money. You give a subvention to the NDC has a plan. I must say that the NDC ought to have a plan as to, in terms of priority, what will be the needs and so forth. But when it comes to the actual execution of these plans, somebody from top office say, hey, okay, do this and do that, and cause people to, to change. So,
I'm seeing this comment from Savitri Ross, and I'm very happy and thank you for making that comment, Savitri. Let me tell you this, Savitri. We cannot be afraid to speak. We have so much platform, so much. You send information, whatever is happening. You can do it in your own community. Come out, bring out the information. Your road is bad, your drain can't clean, you don't have lights in the community, security problems. Bring them out. Let the people see the chaos that is happening. That is what we have to do. There's no time. You listen to me. You cannot be afraid of these people because you are the one who put them into power. They have to understand this people power. You understand me? You have to understand that. And come the next election, you understand, we are going to be right back there because the people now can understand the comparison from the last 5 years to the comparison now and the comparison to 22 years back. People now understand. If we didn't create that pace and that level of governance and administration that we did in the last 5 years, I would say a 5 year on our stewardship, they would never understand that the comparison. And people call me and say, you know what, I'm no understand this thing. I'm now see I can compare and see where really we were trying to go with. We had, you remember the local power that we had. We put like contracts and so on. That is one of the biggest things that people on because only a specific person is getting it. We had a 30% had to be going to small and medium-sized contractors, and that was in the policy. You understand? David Bridges didn't come up and start and say, I say one, give the people 30%. They put it in a policy.
Exactly.
You understand? And you spoke about this. There is a WhatsApp group. We learned about a WhatsApp group where they'll be directed by the Ministry of Local Government to go and say, okay, buy from this and that. There's a whole thing. That's how they control it. And that is poor. You are continuing to divide the people every single time, Dinesh. And that is what they're doing. You cannot separate the people by economic power. Everybody you see, everybody get a smartphone and social media and Facebook, all these things. Up to now, they can't keep up with that. And then, you know what they're doing? The amount of lies that they're peddling, bro. The amount of lies that they're peddling. They will stand up because of these, I don't know, the liar background, or maybe, I don't know if that I might be very wrong by saying that. But they are so constant, they'll make the wrong songs right.
Yeah. It has become a trend in this country, you know. It has become a trend for a lot of people to see what wrong is happening and hold that as a right thing. That is when we fail to speak out. And Mr. Ross is saying again that everybody out there get out there and stand up as one. Guyana will be a better place for all Guyanese. I am a member of parliament representing East Berbice Quarantine. And I am saying this here tonight. I have made contact to the region and I have said to them that here what happened. That what you did there for a street in Port Brant, that was well done. But I am asking for you to do one in Liverpool or Manchester. You know, I am giving praise where praise is due. I am here to represent the people. You can't want to do roads only in red areas that we will say, you know, PPP stronghold and nothing for the AP and UAFC. This budget coming from Region 6, everybody paying taxes here. And when you want to, you know, do things for the region, then everybody must receive, you know. So a lot of things happening in the region whereby we say to the RDC and the NDC, that's good. That's good. But this is a stepping stone for us to get better. So you have done 2 roads in this area. Come next year, we are appealing to you to do 4 so that the people get the service. I am saying my job becomes easier when these people receive the services. But as long as we go,
Dinesh, you know, sometimes I feel, you know, that we are in the 21st century. We have an economy that grew over 14.5%. It is predicted to go over 20 something percent more in I think this year. And we're supposed to be top of the line in terms of infrastructure. We are begging to build roads in community. I don't know if you saw my Facebook thing. I went in Hubu, and I feel like the Exxon Mobil were drilling in the middle of the road. The entire car fit in the hole. Right in my village here, I do another video, and I'm going to be going every villages that is on the coast and do these videos and post it up. You know what? We should not be in a state like this here. And the thing is That is where we want to see the money spent. You understand? The proper development. We have not seen any additional projects or any major infrastructure development with the growth of the economy that we have. So where the money is going? Is it a fake economy again that we had? You remember we had a fake economy for 23 years?
Exactly.
Or is it that they're just making the numbers up? We need to see the impact, man. You understand? We need to see the impact. And what another persons wrote on this thing here, that the Barbies Region 6, there are no jobs. There are hardly jobs. There's a problem with jobs in Barbies.
Exactly.
You understand me?
You see what happened? We have a lot of foreigners, Venezuelans and Surinamis, and so a lot of people coming home because of the COVID situation and the economic situation in Venezuela. A lot of young people, have trying to get jobs. So the persons who we had here, who were, basically thinking about having a job, now you have a competition, and a lot of people.
But here is Dinesh. These people are coming back. They're coming back to Guyana and they're going to come for Cut Cane. Because that is what they're always telling the Barbician. They want the Barbician to always cut cane. You understand? They say they would open back the state, and then after several after 18 months, when they realize that what the AP and EFC, when they did the research and that and the finance showed that Gaisuku was not feeling that we had the right size in the Gaisuku, then they understand. So, well, there's no definite date going to open back the state. Remember? Who said
Ricky,
that?
I want to say something. I want to tell you something. That what you said just now is long time story. Here again, 16 months or 18 months already, PPP in government, and they have employed only 1,400 sugar workers.
There you go.
So people don't want to go back to the job there. Here what happened. We in 21st century, which right-thinking individual will want their son or daughter with 8, 9, 10 subjects, CXC, CSEC, have the university at Tain and university at Turkine, and you have this gold scholarship coming on board now. Who will want their children to go and work in the sun? So I'm saying that a lot of our brothers in the sugar industry are thinking straight now. Imagine it took them 16 months to employ 1,400. So it's like 100 person only per month. It means then that the promise that they made to the people that we will open up this sugar industry just we get into office, it is not coming true. It is a political bluff, and we know that the industry, Skellen and Rosal, will not operate before the next election. I'm saying that if it was in the capacity to, then they would have started already. But they know that it is not feasible, and they are just fooling the people. If you're not fooling them, put systems in place. Look how much money we got. Buy the infrastructure, buy the machinery, and start it. Let the people see that you are fulfilling your promise.
I just see Lavorne made a comment that the job is all over the country. You understand? I mean, there's no job.
Yeah, we know. There's an economic situation across the country. Right. Price escalate, triple. So when they were, clamoring and fighting that Granger not doing this and the APNU not doing this and whatever, Dinesh, when we left office.
Dinesh, sorry. And I'm happy that you're mentioning it. We had a system where we had a trickle-down effect, economic effects. Or effect that the people on the ground, you understand me, to put money in their pocket, but people now understand the plan. In 3 months, and then after that, no confidence motion came that we had to restrict us in 2018. Remember, we could not manage and do as we feel like because of the restriction. 3 years, they want miracles to happen.
Exactly.
So
and what you said there.
Now, let us see the miracle. Plus, we brought on the oil money here. You have enough oil money that is double your budget that you can bring.
And you rightly said there, my brother.
So
that
where's the money going?
the economic situation that we had, whereby we put more money into the hands of the workers. The poor people receive more money. They receive more salary increase, more percentage, and it means then that when people have more money in their hands, they will spend more. That is basic business tactics. So, the APNU AFC administration said, here what happened? Let us give them 70%, which we give. We move the workers' salary from 35 to 70
Minimum wage, yes.
minimum wage. So you give somebody more money into his or her hand. Now they will want to increase their budget, their spending capacity. They live a little better life. They up their standards, meaning they will have to buy more, they will travel more, they will visit, and in terms of consuming more, you give back more now to the state, more taxes. So I'm saying that to our brothers and sisters who have received, who have been beneficiaries from the 35 to the 70,000, now you need to think for yourself. Do not continue to listen to propaganda. Do not continue to listen to lies. See what they are doing. We promise that here what happens. Every year we're going to increase that by 10,000. If we were in office, those who receiving 70,000 would have gone to 90,000 already. Right? But because of the no confidence issue, and we were betrayed there, then that caused a downturn in the entire
But that
plan.
is the same guy that did that. You understand me? He's responsible for what is happening here now. You understand? He's responsible for what is happening here now. You understand? And we know all what has been happening in terms of the challenges. When we did the recount, you see exactly where the issues were. You understand? We didn't lose the election. You understand me? And you see there now that we have gotten the appellate court in Guyana to say that they have the jurisdiction to hear the case and to send it back to the High Court for deliberation to ensure that everything come to light. You understand? And proven. Now we got to CC, the PPP has taken to CCJ. If you're so believe in a democratic and a so open society and transparency, why are you taking it to the CCJ? Let us going back to the Baxter, man. You actually want to be SOP, you want to be SOP. Go and actually come for the SOP. You had it, the High Court has a SOP right now. You understand? What is your problem? That is my question. What is your problem? If you want to prove to democracy, you want to show transparency, you want to be accountable, let us deal with the matter.
Exactly.
Let us deal with the matter. Let's show the world. That is what you want to do.
So, viewers, listeners, 107.1 family, we are approaching program time. Ricky, any closing remarks?
Dinesh, look, we are in a battle. This is like a war zone. And we're going to war for you, our friends and our family and our Guyanese sisters and brothers. We are going to war for you. Whatever it takes. But you have to give us some time. You have to be with us. You have to support us. Share our programs. Expand this. Build the 107.1 FM family as much as you can. This thing here is not about race. This is not about the PPP or the APNU. This is about you. This is about you. What we do here because of you. Dinesh and I sit here because of you. You understand? We are in a dilemma and in a serious situation with the COVID-19. My best advice to you is to get your vaccine, get boosted, and ensure that you protect yourself, your loved ones, wear your mask, and stay safe. Until next time.
Thank you very much, my brother. There you are listening to the Honorable Ramsarup, the Honorable Member of Parliament, and I'm saying that, my brother, it has been a pleasure to have you tonight. We know that we run out of time, but we have a lot more to discuss. Viewers, listeners, brothers and sisters in Guyana, Caribbean, around the world, diaspora, pleasant good night. Stay safe. Put on your mask. Wherever you are going, please wear your face mask. N95 is the recommended one. Try to see if you can get it. If not, you stay focused, take care of yourself, eat healthy, exercise. Don't get caught up with the sporting aspect. Don't get into crowds. Don't socialize too much. Stay safe. And viewers, everyone, see you next week, same time, for more of political work in East Berbice Quarantine and Guyana. So long. God bless. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Pressure boss pipe. Pressure boss pipe, boy. Umaninja, Guyana de underwater. Oh, on the wrong. Sorry. Umaninja, Guyana de under pressure. What? Bangamere is $400 pong. Trout $400 pong. Oh, you go buy that with sell back buy. I just come and tell about this and buy me little fish and mix with me little crab and sell. Thing that just raise, thing just double the price, just double. Oh, bad now. What you could do now? You don't squeeze out the juice for the Guyanese people. The beer hawks left, what you could do with the orange? We can't eat the fucking hawks that we can eat. Pressure bus pipe, partner, pressure bus pipe. When you put up a fucking 20,000 this week, next week you put up a 10,000, other week you put up a fucking 15,000 end of the month, you gotta still borrow on 20,000, but somebody will pay the bill. Right now, like water bill, more dear on light bill. And then if you get cut off,
This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not baby full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not baby full time. This ain't a long time, this ain't a long time, this not baby full time. Long time got them long, long low, now you got